I've worked and filmed in the bush a lot, and I've been to quite a lot of places, and Busanga is a special place for me, and it's actually my favourite place of all places. I love it. It's amazingly beautiful.
You get Lechwe jumping through the mist, and you can just see their heads popping out. It's so worth it, you know, getting up at 4:30 in the morning and really being tired from the night before. But as soon as you get up, everything's worth it.
Every morning is just amazing. And it's quite a long drive. It takes us about 3 days to get up there from South Africa. We just got into the park and we're going to be driving up here for about 4 hours. Keep the windows open because it's so hot at the moment, but any minute now the tsetse flies are just going to come swamping in.
Because it's such a remote and wild place, getting in is really difficult. I mean, the biggest problem is how wet it is, and there's no permanent roads there, and from season to season, you know, you've basically got to find your own way in.
We've just got into the plains, and you can't see it, but there's actually literally a lake of water under that grass. So I'm just going to try and find somewhere to cross. Maybe spend the next couple of hours digging. We'll see how it goes. I just hit a quick patch of water, and the thing is, you can see this next couple of 100 meters ahead of us is. I think we might have to get out and walk across and just find a route, see where to go. The difference with Busanga and any other wet place we've worked in is other places, although there's a lot of water, it can be hard under the ground. Whereas in Busanga, the amount of grass and the type of mud that is, you just basically come to a stop with even the smallest amount. The terrain, the actual soil and everything is just impossible to cross. I mean, it's a real challenging place. It's easier with Nick here. We haven't even gone 20 meters. No. Okay. Just spinning. Yeah.
The mud here is just too thick, so we've radioed in some of the guys from the camp we're going to. Kindly, they've walked over to us and hopefully will give us a hand. This is just thick mud. It's just so sticky. Even in the hand it's sticky. So these tyres, they're having a huge problem getting through it.
Doing the whole thing again. Hopefully we'll get through. If not, then next plan.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we'd go, 10 meters, realise we'd got stuck and have to push ourselves back another 20. So sometimes it was as if we were reversing.
Yeah, I mean, so if you can imagine, 600 meters in 4 hours, you're going just a couple of meters back, guys pushing forward, back.
What we're going to try here is running up and going for it. We've still got a fair way to go. Looking back, it doesn't look like we've come very far at all. I'm sure we are coming far, but it doesn't look like it.
Let's go!
That was close, Nathan.
Not close enough.
It seems like a never-ending process. As you can see, they're going backwards again.
And we had amazing vehicles.
Okay.
Nothing, that swamp just swallows you up.
This is what we've still got to contend with. Oh, it looks so wet. It looks ridiculously wet.
But that mud holds those tyres.
I'm basically running through water at high speed, or trying to be high speed. I don't know how these swamp lions do it, but that's what we're here to film. Yeah, just gives you a good idea of how exhausting it must be to chase a prey species, or their prey through the water. Incredible, absolutely incredible power they must have.
Just have a look at yourself.
I am absolutely filthy, soaking wet, but part and parcel.
Just taking the chains off now that we've gone through the mud, and we've got to move all this grass from around the prop shaft, because eventually it will dry out, and it does become a bit of a fire hazard with all everything moving at speed down here. So yeah, I didn't like a bit of clean day in the office. Yes, after all this travelling, I can't wait to get into a shower and have a shave. I can feel how dirty I am.
We've filmed in some really tough places and very wet places still.
Go, accelerate. Go.
Nowhere beats Busanga Plains. It's one of the hardest, if not the hardest place actually I've ever filmed.
This looks like grass, yeah? Nice big lawn of grass. This is like being on the biggest waterbed you've ever been in your life.
Like, to work there is a nightmare. I don't know how those lions live there, because we spent months living there. They've spent years living there.
You can sometimes go for weeks without seeing the lions at all, and you can't get to them.
Yeah, that's muddy. It's true. What do you want to check? Yeah, let's give it a little check.
I'd rather you have the cold feet than me.
Thanks, man. Oh, you can already feel how... Oh, my whole foot's gone.
Let's go and test this water and see if we can find any crocs hiding in here. It's quite deep actually, I'm not sure. Might have to actually get the guys to come in and build a bridge. Guys are just building a couple of bridges across some small channels of water just so you don't destroy the environment too much. It's quite frustrating. It's actually in some ways one of the most frustrating places to film.
Yeah, really, I completely agree.
There are huge wet sections that we can't get across. And sometimes the lions are over there for a good couple of days, a couple of weeks sometimes. So, I mean, that's when we made the choice. We had to pack up and drive around, and no one had done it. It took us about 12 hours in total to drive around. And it was about 6 hours in knee-deep water, just going and going and going and going. All right! And eventually we got to the other side. And there's no camps there, there's no electricity, there's no roads, there's no one. I mean, filming in the bush is not an easy thing, and you have to take an element of risk. And the only way we could get supplies of water and food was to jump in a canoe. We'd go in there's a very narrow channels that the hippos have kept open. So there's only about 5 meters of water that when you come across a pod of hippos, you've got to kind of try and negotiate where they're going, where you're going. And you can't jump onto dry land because it's just the grass with water underneath, so you can't run on it and you can't canoe in it either. So you're sort of stuck to the small channel with the hippos, and you kind of, this careful negotiation about like, okay guys, we'll go this side, you go that side. So, we'd do that once a week, just to get supplies.
But you can imagine how those lions try to do their best. I mean, if they've got a target and they've spent an hour stalking it, and they decide they're close enough, let's go for it. It could be a meter before they are up to their heads in water. I mean, they can't run through that, and that's how it was happening every time. Every single time they try and try and try and try. and their prey would just run into the water, and that was it. And I think they knew pretty quickly that there's no point trying. You know?
And that's if we could get close enough.
Yeah. We work well together. The challenges we face, you know, we both know that isn't just a simple case of driving out, finding the lions and getting a kill.
It is an immense adventure and challenge the whole time. You never know what's going to happen. With the animals, you don't, you know, the terrain, you don't know what's going to happen. You know, the rainstorms come in, or you get stuck.
Is it worth it? You know, all these hours just takes one bit of action. It makes it all worth it. It really does.
I love it out there.
If you want to watch any of the movies that we've made, you can watch them on our channel called lionmountain.tv.